Hey, buddy, welcome to your own very own mini
My own
session.
solo where everyone's here.
Weirdly, I didn't think this many people would show up,
No
but I guess I should have
pressure.
known better.
I didn't either.
It's just a cool, calm, casual, laid back, very spectated, highly scrutinized mini session where you're the main character. No big.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not worried at all.
I'm staring into your soul, by the way, just so you know.
Everyone become the eye.
So, after Alkesha had joined you guys, there was like a bit of drinking and socializing and lamenting and teaching ghosts to sing, I believe. But for the most part, just kind of like friendly revelry at this very nice beach house that Nia got from her parents after defeating them in a dance battle with her grandpa. Which is a pretty normal succession of events, I think. Aside from Alkesha probably drinking a little bit too much, and by a little bit, I mean a lot. There wasn't really a whole lot that seemed to be noteworthy about the night, other than Yutu was like kind of out the next day. By the time everyone was up and moving around, he was just kind of gone. So in this little side story, we'll figure out what happened to him, where he's going, and where he ends up. Jason is like seated away from the group pretty much on his own. As much as you've looked like you've gone through some things, this guy has seen quite a bit. I mean, if you consider that he's just what he portrays himself as, he's just a journalist. A very old-fashioned, a bit nerdy guy. Not a stand user, just a guy.
We'll go join him where he's sitting.
Yeah, he just kind of, he's just drinking from a flask. His tie is undone. His jacket is kind of folded on his lap. Hey, I see you're having a little bit to drink yourself. Careful, don't have too much. Probably a big day tomorrow.
Yutu kind of smiles and just goes, with all the crazy shit that's been happening, it feels like every day's a big day.
Right about that.
And he goes, so I've been trying to figure out this whole wolf case. Do you have a minute?
I'd say I have more than one, I hope. What do you want to know?
He pulls up his phone and pulls up repeater and he goes, have you been listening at all to
Staring Abyss?
Yeah, Staring Abyss.
Listening? Well, I know some of the people that work on it, so I mean I listen in every now and again. Why do you ask?
Oh yeah, your phone is kind of basic. They're actually
Ouch.
doing, and Yutu kind of waves his hands. He goes, no. I mean, that's you use it for what you need. You don't seem like you need a lot out of technology.
Why do you say that?
You're real, and he kind of stops for a second, just goes low tech. You got like that old timey camera. You only use your phone, for inbound messages. Just seems real. Tech isn't your thing.
Like a Luddite? Like an old person that just isn't cool, right?
And Yushi kind of shakes his head and he goes, no, just, that's not your thing. Some people they're not attracted to having the shiny new thing and always having to keep up with trends.
He just kind of stares at you flatly for a moment.
I feel like I'm really getting off track. It's not what I meant. I'm sorry. Anyways,
yeah.
Staring Abyss, they're actually working on the Wolf of Paradise cold case.
Yep, I'm aware. They got some information that I had. So, I mean, I didn't know that they were going to release it so soon and then all this was going to happen. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy timing, I guess. Yeah, what is it that you were interested in it about?
I mean, since you apparently know them, if there's anything that they know that maybe isn't public knowledge yet, I just want to try and make sense of it all. The wolf coming back like this seems really odd. And with a giant target on my back now, I'd really like to know what I'm dealing with.
Well, there is like one thing, and it's going to be like a between you and me kind of thing. Okay?
Yutu just kind of nods and like looks over at the rest of the group to see if anybody's,
I
guess, with an earshot.
I really, really mean this. Like, really, 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 really. I'm trusting you, man. Okay?
Again, Yutu nods and just goes, yeah, of course.
Okay. Kosui Tensai might have, maybe, and this is the sort of thing that maybe would get you in trouble, he might have been someone who had ties to a lineage of scientists that originated with Project Paperclip Nazis, that is, from the Earth, World War II.
And Yutu kind of like, his eyes go wide a little bit and he goes, huh.
I'll break it down. Don't worry. I got it.
Certainly something.
So before World War II, there were rumors, unconfirmed, but rumors, that the Nazis had a cyborg, like a real cyborg, right? I mean,
And
that's
yeah, Yutu kind of nods and he goes, "Okay, yeah." So they built a cyborg back in the 1940s. That's so right?
earlier.
And
Yeah,
Yutu again just kind of shakes his head and is just like, "Jesus, that's
since
over 100 years ago."
it gets better. That Nazi cyborg was also involved in a cult operation. You know, hold on. I need to have a little bit more of this truth juice. He starts drinking from his flask.
Has a drink of his own.
Okay. So here's the thing. Okay, so let's pretend for a moment that there was a Nazi cyborg that was involved in a supernatural or occult mission from the Nazis to acquire an item of great power. Theoretically.
And again, Yutu's
Now
kind of
let's-
shaking his head, and he looks over at the bonfire and like looks to see if Nia has somehow just her supernatural senses kicked in, and or if she's chill.
I'm gonna say this is when Nia was occupied with the ghosts, I guess.
Yeah.
She's not there, so he's just like, okay, this will be fine.
Okay. Once they were finished, or what have you, what happens to all that technology and the scientists who worked on it? I mean, they don't just go away, right? Supposedly the Speedwagon Foundation had records that there was one guy that maybe got a hand or something, but for the most part, this Nazi cyborg we're talking about was heavily modified, like stuff that was pretty actually impressive today. So
And Yutu goes, okay, so it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, if there's weird cyborg Nazis on the moon, that's kind of
wait, it gets better. Hold on. They're not exactly Nazis, but maybe they are. But after Project Paperclip and America won World War II, as you know, there was a rumor that they had brought over some Nazi scientists to work on their space program, et cetera, for the rockets or whatever. But nobody really mentioned or talked about the fact that the scientists responsible for the cybernetics also kind of went missing after the war. I think you can put two and two together on that. If they were able to recruit scientists for that reason, there's no reason they couldn't have gotten them for the other stuff. Fast forward to roughly early 2000s. You had all sorts of crazy things going on in the world, and you had an emergent sort of medical technology that out of nowhere, implants that people started to use for organs that were actually extremely functional, kind of, and surprising the medical world. Go forward another couple years, you get the 2011 incident. A lot of these scientists begin to go missing, one reason or another, and you have their lab assistants, their students, et cetera, working for different nations. And then out of nowhere, we get, the 2050s and Ko Sui Tensai, this person who has really not a whole lot of records on him as far as I know, like the kind of guy who has links to the, I don't know if you'd call it the intelligence community, but somebody who works in a field where records are a liability. He may not be a Nazi, but he probably has Nazi DNA, which is pretty Nazi, like actually now that I think about it.
Yutu kind of nods and just goes, yeah, that's pretty heavy, and he takes a drink.
You can understand why I said you got to keep this to yourself, because with all the eugenics stuff, and then right.
Real
Okay,
bad
good.
optics. Yeah.
Pretty bad. I think Jeff Lynne himself would probably rip my head off and throw it into the sun.
Yeah, knowing that Simone went missing for like the simplest back talk to him, he just kind of goes, yeah, it'd probably actually be worse, but that also sucks.
You guys met Jeff Lynne, didn't you?
Yeah. It was that guy's real intense.
I bet. They all are, really. It ever strike you as strange that all those executive guys are like so what's the word? Perfect for what they do?
You two actually thinks about it and is like, actually I've never thought about it like that. But yeah, I mean, having run into Kev Kavan more than once, that man is as much the law as you can be. And then he kind of like, there's this kind of zoning of like just the dog beating again, and he's just like, yeah, that dude really loves justice.
He didn't beat you up, did he?
And Yutu kind of laughs and just goes, I don't think I'd be here if he did.
Wow. Sounds scary.
It is. It was. And it will be in the future if it happens again.
Hopefully not. Oh, boy. Well, anyway, I just thought about it. I guess, the other day, how it's just weird how so many people seem like they're a good fit for things. And even like you guys, kind of, some of you are pretty good at what you do, right?
And you two kind of looks out at everybody because so he just kind of goes, yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, those of us that are from the moon, at least, I'm not. Marisol's finding her place, and Roland's I think from the moon too, so he's the most butlery butler.
I gotta tell you, you two, you're not confident enough. I think you gotta have more confidence.
And Yutu goes, what? Okay, what makes you think that? I mean,
No. So you got it all wrong. If you were doing a confident response, you would say, "Hey, shut up, guy. I'll bop you one on the noggin." Yeah.
Yutu kind of smiles and laughs and just goes, Jason, I think maybe you've had enough of that flask.
Oh no.
You don't always have to respond to stuff in violence.
I'm not very good at fighting. I mean, but I mean, you guys are, right? You guys are like really good fighter people. You're fighting all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yutu, thinks about the fights he's been in recently, and especially like the Germanetta fight where we all fucking died, and it's like it's a mixed bag, really. I don't think we're bad because we're still alive, given what we've had to deal with.
Not just good at fighting, but look, there's not a scratch or a scar on you. You look damn perfect. So nice, and not even your hair is good. You're not even going bald. You don't have any pimples.
With that, Yutu takes a drink because we all can see our scars from the fight. And he just goes, yeah, man, if you think that.
I know it. Trust me. I mean, he rubs his own face. Oh, it took so long to get this to look like this, and you just got it like you got it perfect, born with it even. Well, don't mind me, I guess. I'm just thirsty for more of this. He takes another drink from the flask.
How big is that flask?
It's pretty big. It's like it's not novelty size,
yeah.
but
I was gonna say it's
pretty generous.
A cartoonishly large one, but okay. He just goes, all right, yeah, man. Don't beat yourself up. Like we're definitely not perfect. I feel like we would have handled a lot of things a lot better if that's the case. We're only human.
You feel like you made some pretty bad mistakes before, huh?
And Yutu just kind of nods and he goes, oh, I feel like we definitely have, yeah.
Well, a nice thing about having power is that even if you make a mistake, you can just work twice as hard to fix it. And if you can't fix it, then you can run away twice as fast. It's a free tip from me to you, pal.
Yutu kind of nods and takes a drink and just goes, all right, yeah, okay. Well, I'm actually gonna go.
Yeah, what? Really?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get up early. There's a couple things I want to do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be out here keeping this seat warm and keeping my flask half empty till it's empty all the way, and then I'll probably just be sleeping alone on the couch or something. And
I think the house has enough rooms. You don't have to sleep on the couch, man.
Nah, it's fine. I'm used to it. Bachelor life. All right, yeah. Go to bed. I'll see you in the morning, champ.
And she goes, yeah. Be careful of her. And he points to Kesha, and he goes, she was kind of crazy before, but now she has guns, and he just kind of squints and just goes, that's actually really fucking scary.
Really? She sounds pretty nice. She sounds pretty harmless.
Yutu kind of laughs and he goes, yeah, I had to stop her from causing like an insurrection at Nirvana. So,
okay. I remember that.
Yeah. So that was her. So that's kind of her thing. But I guess she's better now. I don't know. She's, I guess, a cop, which is just, and Yutu just kind of takes another drink and just goes, yeah, it's what we're living with.
Jason raises his flask and he says, hey, well, you stopped it. You saved the day. You're a hero. So embrace it, man. Just really embrace it and hold on to it. Never let go. Forever.
And Yutu just kind of stares at him for a bit and just goes, yeah, Jason, why don't you take a seat closer to the fire? It's got to be cold over here, man. That flask isn't going to warm you up as much as a fire will.
I mean, if the fire is all that's going to warm me up tonight, then I guess I should go over there and just throw myself right in. That's a joke. I'm going to go over there.